All right, so we're talking local governance in Ghana. Are we getting there? Are we on the right path? With some 46 minutes after 8. Welcome to my banner. That's what we're looking at. And I'll just start off with the phone lines and speak to Eric Odro Osai. He's a Dean of Studies at the Institute of Local Governments. In studio, I do have Mr. George Osei Bimpe, who's a country director of Send Ghana. So can I just say good morning to you? Thank you for your time.
Good morning.
And then quickly go over to the phone and speak to Eric Odro Osai, the Dean of Studies at the Institute of Local Governments Studies. Hello, good morning, if you can hear me. Thank you for your time.
Good morning, my sister.
Yes, sir. So first of all, we do know that there's the district assembly elections coming up. Are we on track, would you say?
Yeah, I would say that we have a lot of work to do. I cannot put a finger on anything to say that we are on track. Seriously, because if election is coming up in June, we should have started sensitizing the citizens about the elections. If it were to be parliamentary and presidential elections, my sister, you would have agreed with me that we would have started sensitization for the past year. But look at an upcoming district level election. NCC is not doing anything about it. The lessons from the previous election should have been a guide. I have been record to have recommended that we need an interagency committee to start sensitizing and raising awareness of the people for the upcoming election. Because our democracy is meaningless if we don't make serious inroads into local level democracy. We are doing well as a nation at the national level democracy. At local level democracy, we are not doing well. So I think we need to step up our game. We need to work so hard to sensitize the people. Else, we are not going to have a lot of participation in the upcoming district level elections.
So whose sole responsibility would that be?
The responsibility should be on the Ministry of Local Government, NCCU, Electoral Commission, and the civil society organizations to put these three institutions on their toes. I have said that we should have an interagency committee made up of the Ministry of Local Government, the Electoral Commission, and the National Commission for Civic Education to organize a nationwide sensitization to whip up enthusiasm in the upcoming elections. It cannot continue to organize district level and level elections like this. This will mean that we need to properly implement participatory democracy at the local level. Then we should get down to the unit committees and the area councils. But it looks as if we don't seem to care. Look into the papers, look into the print media, look into the electronic media. Nobody is doing anything about it. Yes, the election is coming up anytime soon. I am highly disappointed in this arrangement. Let us go back on track. Let us get the interagency committee on track. Let us come up with a timetable. Let us sensitize the people about the upcoming elections and the need for them to participate in this election because it concerns them.
Have you probably thought of the fact that maybe there is no money to do all the things that you're talking about?
I don't want to believe that there is no money. If there is money for a national, presidential, and parliamentary election, there should be money for local government elections. I will not accept it if anybody tells me there is no money for local elections, because the bottom line for any country's meaningful democracy is the local level election. Otherwise, what is the wisdom in participatory democracy? There is money and there should be money for local level elections. If we are told there is no money for local level elections, then we should as well not have money for parliamentary and presidential. But once we've had money for the two, then we should have money for the last one, because the last one is more critical than even the parliamentary and the presidential election.
Because, I was just going to come to the fact that perhaps this is not as important as the national elections.
Come again.
I was just saying that perhaps this is not as important as the national elections. I mean, that's perhaps why we're not paying a lot of attention to this one.
My sister, contrary to that, this is the important elections in Ghana. The reason is that when we talk about participatory democracy, the average individual in every village, every hamlet in this country should have his or her voice heard. And in our constitution under chapter 20, decentralized governance has come to stay. So that if there is something happening at the local level, the person should be able to talk to his assembly member talk to the MP brings it to the national level, it is dealt with as such. So if you don't allow local level democracy to thrive, the national level democracy is meaningless. And remember, a majority of our people, excuse me to say, cannot read and write. So they don't understand what is happening at the national level, which is far away from them. Then what they understand is the local politics, which they should be involved. So where lies the participating democracy we preach if we don't give prominence to these local level elections?
All
For
right.
me, it is the most important elections in Ghana.
Okay, Mr. Eric Odrosai, we thank you for your time. Thank you. All right. So back to studio with George. If you're hearing this, how does it make you feel? I mean, should we postpone this election?
Unfortunately, we cannot, because it's a constitutional obligation.
But if we're not ready for it, I mean, we can always push it to some time.
I wish that we had that signal from the Electoral Commission, because all the institutions that Eric talked about right on the back of the timetable of the Electoral Commission. And I think that I completely agree with whatever that Eric has said. And it's very pathetic to hear. Well, here again, we are being very speculative, because we don't know whether it is because of
lack of money.
Yeah,
or,
that's why things have not really been going. But certainly, what is clear is that enthusiasm from the grassroots has been, has been low.
But has it not always been the same?
It hasn't been like that. Probably this is the worst that we have ever seen, at least in my short, professional life that I've been following some of these things. So we need to find out what the problem is. Sometimes we may not know whether even the Electoral Commission, we could be right. The Electoral Commission doesn't have the money to...
You know, I visited the website, which is the ghana.gov.gh, and it's reported there that government released over 55 million Ghana cedis sometime in January.
Okay.
So if this is,
Well,
the
yeah,
facts,
if that's true, then why is it that virtually we don't see anything? Let's believe that it is true. Yeah. So what is it that then could it be because the Electoral Commission is not also doing? I think that we don't know the facts as of now. So I rather we get the Electoral Commission to clarify the position. But what is important is that local level enthusiasm has gone down so far as the district assembly election is concerned. This is something that we need to do something quickly about it. Yeah.
But I just want to ask how best we can improve on decentralizing our systems in Ghana.
I think that this point about getting the substructures to work has been made time and time again, except that we haven't paid serious attention to it. Eric talked about the unit committee, the local area, council and all those things. If you went to the ground, you would see that these structures are not working at the moment. And perhaps that is one of the reasons why there is that huge disconnect between the citizens and the assembly structure.
Do we know why it's not working?
It all comes to logistics. You see, the area councils are supposed to, have their offices. They are supposed to have certain level of human resource to man them. All of these things are not happening. The unit committee systems are also supposed to work, but if you go there, if you go down, I mean, it becomes like a one-man show. I can set my own village as an example where it becomes like 2 people, 3 people, running the show. And even the way that they work, it doesn't feed. It doesn't feed into the area council system to find its way into the district assembly system. So there's that disconnect from the grassroots, and we seem not to have tackled it the way that it ought to be tackled. People do not really understand what they are doing. Those committee, if you ask them, so how do you get your views to the area council, or they don't know that they have to do.
But these same systems used to work some time back.
Yes.
So what has changed?
I think that we did not sustain the level that the enthusiasm that met the introduction of the system. Some people went away, others replaced them, but we did not continue with the sensitization. We took it as an event. And if you always, when you tackle issues like that as an event, that's the kind of problems you because in your book you may assume that you have done the sensitization or you have put in place the necessary structures, but when you see that people who are there or who were there are no longer there, it means that I have to start the whole process again, and that is something that we have failed to do. It all comes to how much resources we have committed to strengthening our decentralized, our decentralization process, and that is something that we have not done or we have not paid serious attention to.
So quickly, what exactly do we have to start working on?
I think that one thing that, let's start from the national level, because decentralization is about power struggle. It's about the local people trying to take power from the central, and the central people also resisting to release power. That is one thing. So how do we ensure that we achieve total decentralization, that power is completely given to the local citizens? Because somehow, if you say on paper that you are empowering the citizens, and in practical or in reality, citizens do not find themselves empowered, that's another challenge. So once we have addressed the supply side, how do we also whip up the the interest of citizens to take charge of it? But then within the assembly system, how do we also make sure that they have the right caliber of people in terms of human resource and so on and so forth, for them to also understand even the basic essence of social accountability? Because that is the if you like, we can anchor the whole process on how accountable the duty bearers at the district level will be to citizens, and citizens also developing the interest to make sure that things work. They ask a critical question and also become responsible to the assemblies. So it's about addressing all of these challenges at the various levels, but the most important thing is that committing the resources and having the political will to give power to citizens.
This is a conversation that will definitely continue, but for today and for now, I'd like to say thank you to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And thank you for being a big part of our program today. God willing, we have a date right here tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of the day.